But just as we once made a dramatic shift from making looms to making automobiles,
They produce high-quality automobiles, offer a diverse lineup of vehicles, and maintain a high resale value. Toyota has earned the trust of millions of customers all over the world. Spare parts for Toyota automobiles are readily available from local dealers because of the brand's ubiquitous popularity. In addition, Toyota has produced the best engines in their category, which the market will not be able to forget anytime soon. However, on April 20, 2022, according to various news sources, Toyota invested a total of $400 million in developing a new insane engine to unseat Elon Musk from his throne. The insane new engine that Toyota has developed turns out to be the next generation of combustion engines that will prevent people from purchasing electric cars. Elon Musk and Tesla were the first to significantly change the electric vehicle market with their instant torque and ideal efficiency rate. Toyota was aware of this, and it has made consistent efforts to improve the quality of the engines it uses in its vehicles. Recently, the engineers at Toyota made a significant advancement, and if Elon Musk isn't careful, the new engine that they developed will destroy Tesla. Stay tuned to find out why Elon Musk is so concerned about the new insane engine that Toyota has developed. Toyota versus Tesla. In comparison to Toyota, which has been in business since 1937, Tesla is an industrial newborn, but it has a market cap that is significantly higher at $896.82 billion. When compared, Toyota has a total market capitalization of $240.59 billion. Toyota is performing well and may soon catch up to Elon Musk and Tesla in terms of market share. According to the projections of global data, Toyota and the companies it is affiliated with will sell approximately 10.07 million light vehicles in 2021. This represents a 9.2% increase in sales volume compared to the company's performance in 2020. When everyone was hunkered down inside their homes, Toyota managed to outsell every other automaker and sell more vehicles than anyone else. Toyota has not given in to the pressure of the intense competition and continues to produce high-quality automobiles. Because of this, they consistently have models that are ranked among the best-selling in the United States year after year. Toyota builds a diverse lineup of automobiles, ensuring every customer can find a vehicle they are enticed to get behind the wheel. There aren't many car companies that can compete with Toyota when it comes to variety. After 5 years, the quality and dependability of Toyota vehicles contribute to their high ranking among the best brands in terms of resale value. Elon Musk is getting anxious because Toyota is making up ground on Tesla. The company aspires to be superior to Tesla in a variety of respects. Spare parts are easily accessible, and you won't have to wait months to have one shipped to you so that you can replace the one that broke. That would be a bummer if the car was your primary mode of transportation. Because this particular brand is so widely used, acquiring replacement components is not difficult at all, regardless of where in the world you call home, the deserts of the Middle East or the remote jungles of Africa. Everywhere you go, you can also find mechanics who are capable of working on Toyota vehicles. Their advancement is of the highest quality and has been kept up to date, and numerous mechanics have cited Toyota automobiles as being simple to work on and repair. Nevertheless, there is another reason why people are in such a rush to buy Toyota automobiles: the engine. Toyota's engines now comes the tricky and nerve-wracking part for Elon Musk. Toyota has established a track record for producing machines that have the potential to run indefinitely. The Mark IV Toyota Supra is equipped with a monstrously powerful engine in the form of a 6-cylinder, 3.0-liter, naturally aspirated 2JZGE engine. It came out of the factory with 220 horsepower, so there is a lot of room for improvement, especially for tuners. Because of some highly uncommon modifications, the engine can produce up to 2,000 horsepower without exploding. You could get close to over 1,000 horsepower with very few customizations made to the vehicle. There is no room for tuning or improvement on Elon Musk's best engine, which only produces around 1,000 horsepower at most, and there is no way to improve it. Imagine what a brand new engine could accomplish with a few tweaks if an older machine manufactured in the 1990s could have that so great power after undergoing some modifications. As a result of the company's dedication to research and development of engines, Toyota is capable of producing top-tier powertrains such as the 2JZGE. Another illustration of this would be the 320 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque offered by the 1JZGTE inline-6 engine. It produced its first engine, the Type A engine, in 1934, which was 2 years prior to the production of the Toyota AA, the company's first passenger car. Based on the sketches of the 1933 model Chevrolet sedan engine, Toyota began developing prototypes of the cast parts it would need to produce cylinder blocks and pistons for the Model A engine in May of 1934. These prototypes were based on the drawings of the 1933 model Chevrolet sedan engine. On September 25th of that year, the first prototype engine was manufactured and assembled. The cast components of the machine were the only ones that Toyota could produce for the engine. These components included the cylinder block, pistons, and cylinder head. Chevrolet was the supplier for a number of other features, including the crankshaft, valves, plugs, camshafts, and electrical components. When the engine was installed in a Toyota truck prototype, it was only able to produce 48 to 49 horsepower, which is significantly less than the 60 horsepower produced by the engine in the Chevrolet truck. Failures and uncomplicated beginnings like this one led to Toyota's meteoric rise to the position of world-renowned engine designer. Another one of Toyota's smaller, unkillable engines is the 4AG Inline 4, which has a power rating of 112 horsepower and a torque rating of 97 pound-feet. One of the first of its kind, this fuel-injected, 4-cylinder power plant features a twin-cam, 16-valve layout, making it one of the first of its kind. The legendary BDA series of engines produced by Cosworth served as a loose inspiration for this engine. The aftermarket continues to support this classic inline 4 engine about 30 years after it was first introduced. Since the 1990s, things have taken a turn for the worse, but Toyota is quickly rising to the top with its improved engine. The engine of the dynamic force Toyota is upping its engine game. The situation on the roads is going to become even more chaotic. On the highway, you had better say a prayer that you don't get stuck behind a driver who has a dynamic force engine. In a time when regulations and laws regarding carbon emissions are becoming more stringent than they ever have been, and electric motors are receiving all of the attention and praise, Toyota has developed something novel, something that is certain to bring a smile to the face of its clientele. With the introduction of the dynamic force engine, things have taken a new turn. This brand new engine reigns supreme when it comes to its thermal efficiency. The efficiency of the gasoline's heat transfer. This refers to the amount of potential energy in the gasoline that is converted into actual power, which is then utilized by your vehicle to move. In internal combustion engines, generating power involves injecting a fine spray of gasoline into the cylinders, where it is mixed with air. That's how much you take in. After that, the piston starts moving, which compresses the mixture into as little space as it can manage to occupy. This is known as compression. The spark plug catches fire, which lights the combination, which in turn creates power, and the gas is then burned off. This process is carried out over and over again. It ignites, explodes, and expands, which forces the piston to return to its original position. The crankshaft is rotated due to the movement of the piston in the cylinder. The power is directed and controlled by the crankshaft, which is connected to the transmission, which is joined to the drive shaft, which is attached to the wheels, with various parts and gears in between directing and controlling the power to ensure that the wheels turn, but not so quickly that they spin faster than the tires are able to handle them. A typical engine operates in the manner that was just described, but there is an issue with this configuration. When combustion occurs, some of the power that would have been produced is lost to friction and excess heat. The standard gasoline engine's thermal efficiency is around 35%. Electric motors, such as those found in Tesla vehicles, have a thermal efficiency of between 70 and 96%, giving them a performance advantage over gasoline engines. Engineers have been hard at work for hundreds of years trying to reduce the amount of energy wasted to increase the amount of energy that can be converted into doing valuable things, such as powering your air conditioning or moving your vehicle. The engineers at Toyota have examined every stage of the engine's cycle in an effort to find ways to improve the engine's efficiency in terms of gas mileage as well as to conserve the gasoline that is saved in order to convert it into more power, thereby increasing the engine's thermal efficiency. Toyota looked beyond its traditional engines and took its cues for its new hybrid powertrain from Formula One, a sport in which fuel economy is of the utmost importance. Taking cues from Formula One. When a car manufacturer wants to extract more speed from its engines, they look to a place that produces machines that can exceed the speed limit in every city while only utilizing a quarter of their full potential. This venue is known as Formula One. Formula One isn't the first place that automotive manufacturers have looked for solutions to their issues, and Toyota isn't the first company to do so. The most cutting-edge automotive technology was developed and debuted in Formula One racing. In order to achieve high speeds, the company utilized a number of technologies that were initially designed for Formula One racing cars' combustion. Toyota was able to accomplish this high-speed combustion thanks to 3 modifications. These modifications ensure that the air and gasoline mixture burns completely, which results in increased power output with each explosion. One of the modifications that were made was a shift in the angle of the intake valve. Both the rise of the intake valve and the shape of the intake port work together to direct the air-fuel mixture in a particular direction, which helps to ensure that it is distributed more evenly within the cylinder. This will help it burn more quickly and evenly, which will result in a more incredible amount of power being produced with less waste. Another modification is the addition of laser-clad valve seats, which make it possible to optimize the valve angle as well as the airflow direction. This results in what is known as tumble flow, which is a more controlled swirl pattern within the combustion chamber. This pattern ensures that the air-fuel mixture is distributed evenly prior to the compression phase. The third modification is a cylinder that is both taller and narrower than before. This makes it take the igniting mixture less time to spread across the cylinder, which helps the combustion process move along more quickly. When there is a more significant amount of force applied, the piston is pushed lower, which results in increased torque and improved efficiency. The engineers at Toyota didn't believe that it would be prudent to stop there, so they used strategies that have been tried and tested in the past to help maximize the efficiency of the new dynamic force engines. Direct injection, as well as port injection, are both included in a D4S fuel injection system. The combination of the two systems results in a more streamlined operation, which in turn improves the vehicle's fuel efficiency. Direct injection is the only method utilized by the engine whenever it is necessary to generate the maximum amount of power. In order to achieve maximum efficiency, the engine temperature is regulated by an electronically controlled thermostat in conjunction with an electric water pump. Additionally, the pistons have an exceptional finish that helps reduce friction, contributing to the engine's overall efficiency. These approaches have been combined to produce an entirely new engine that has a thermal efficiency of 40% for gasoline-only vehicles and 41% for hybrid applications. This new dynamic force engine helps Toyota stay ahead of the competition in the efficiency race for machines. In addition to improved emissions and fuel efficiency, it also features increased power and torque that is available at any engine speed. The Toyota Camry 2022 will come equipped with a dynamic force engine, which produces more power than its predecessor did. The engine generates 203 horsepower at a rotational speed of 6,600 revolutions per minute and 184 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 revolutions per minute. These days, consumers prefer automobiles that are both powerful and fuel efficient. Therefore, the new engine that Toyota has developed has a better chance of winning races. Regardless, more and more people are opting for electric vehicles because they produce less pollution. Therefore, there will be no significant drop in demand for electric cars. So, what do you think of Toyota's innovation? Will this really bring a great threat to the electric cars industry? In your opinion, how will this new engine affect Tesla? We'd love to know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, we really appreciate you hitting the like button and telling us your thoughts below. This has inspired us to create more helpful content for you. As always, we look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Thanks.
Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law.